basketballs are too tall. They're too tall. They're too black. I'm not saying a thing. The little guys next time. They're like, I am not about to violate. Like they know they're not going to come down. Like there will be no violations going on. Yeah, well, I'm just doing I'm my own business here. USA. No, I want to ask you a question. No, I'm good. I'm good. Is Trump America first? I'm good.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Good.
I'm Cruz. I'm with the park.
Hey, how are you?
Great. So we actually can't have you guys set up inside the park because it is privately managed. It is a public access park, but you are welcome to be on the sidewalks on the exterior side of the park.
Okay,
So you see where that blue umbrella is right now? You're welcome to set up on any of the sidewalk access.
Let me ask you this. You applied to get access and they were not responding. And we said you could.
So we received usually they give you the clearance information, set up what's needed in the park, but they might just be filtering it. It's a busy event season. So basically, to table yes, so if the application for city permit for the space itself, it's an external. So external, like corporate activation, that's commercial marketing, stuff like that. This is the internal, this is ran by the park, in affiliation with partnerships.
So again, you're saying on the other side of
Yes. So our food truck lane, that is a sidewalk itself, is privately managed, but the public access is just on the other side. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much.
I am basically saying, there really is. So you're saying we could set up over there, I spent a few minutes over there and
They're saying some recommended 7th Street is where all the talkers are.
7th Street?
Yeah.
Do they know what city we're in?
People have been saying Dallas. Yeah.
Okay. Just like, did they give us like a cross street or anything? Can we get a cross street, 7th and what? I wonder how little Buddy found us too. Like, I wonder, was Buddy just like there, or somebody like ran over like, hey, there's some conservatives. Be curious. Yeah, those folks over there look super liberal. Like that girl's tatted up. I feel like she'd love to get into an argument. Can we be closer to you?
I need you away from her because she's getting in a little bit. No, you're all good. I'm just trying not to get you in.
Oh, we could be over by the religious people. Interesting. So I'm wondering if we should try to play the corner. It looks like there's not much room for there. Other side. Because all he can do is come back over and reiterate what he said.
He said 7th Street in Fort Worth, so that's too far.
In Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe next time we'll try it. He's insane. We'll try that. Put that on our future.
Hello. Thank you.
See what the the fact that with the moving, it seems like having better mobility, less vision is like 1,000 times better. We're allowed to move because we can stand here. This is where I'm projecting sound, we should extend it, right? You just text me those notes. So this is our London access. I'll make more sure because our attorney sent me a message. I kind of went through because they were surprised we couldn't get the mid, and you guys are being responsive to public inquiry, taxpayer citizens. And it says a group can freely visit the park without permit. A group, so I guess like a group. A park permit is required for a public event. It's not an event. If you intend to okay, so wait. It says structure large structure.
So anything that's blocking public access.
So it's like a construction with like a building as a structure, like that's a structure.
Yeah, everything that is set up, so even those bookshelves, they're
Larger
considered
than
structures.
that's 4 feet.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, if we fold it in the side.
Yep. And as long as you're not blocking public access, you're not, interrupting anybody.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that we understand. So per our lawyer, and per you, you're saying not larger than 4 feet. You have a tape measure so we can make sure that we bring the tape measure over, we'll measure it up. We just want to make sure that we abide by it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why our rules are listed. They're on all the digital signs.
Appreciate you. What's that?
What's your premise?
Just teaching.
Sure.
So, for example, this is not America first. Oh, you agree with that one? Yeah. People don't know, apparently. Black women are liberal white women.
Because of conditioning, because, starting back in the 50s and 60s, my laws were instituted to get black men out of the home. So,
Right.
So it's institutionalized, so that's right. So I agree with that, but I think that hopefully this is changing.
Well, I think it won't change on its own. We have to make it change. That's the challenging part.
And the Most High as well.
Yeah.
Most High, most important. I mean, I think that we have always ran to government. We've always ran to Egypt. We ran to we run to every place else except for the Most High. And so when we start bringing in the Most High and running to Him, I think that marching and all that stuff is over. So,
Well, what do you think if someone said Black Americans have had the highest level of religiosity in the United States? Statistically speaking. For example, I used to teach in Baltimore. And when I would walk to teach the kids in Baltimore, which was like 99.9% Black, you walk by 4 churches and also 4 crackheads, 4 women selling their bodies.
So the modern religiosity in the Black church has been quite
Whitewash.
Yeah, because we came over under their rules, and so even the preachers now have gone under their institutions and preaching a different gospel that actually is in the Bible. So most people don't even read the Bible for itself, and so they have inherited this religion from the Bible that doesn't fit, because most people don't read for themselves.
Just make sure I get audio so I can hear.
Sure.
Now, what would you say if someone said Christianity and the Bible is white supremacy? Because Black people came from a slave ship named Jesus. The Ku Klux Klan is a Christian organization.
I agree with all those things. So I disagree with Christianity. I do disagree with Christianity. Christianity is not all of the Bible. Because people have not read for themselves. I think if they read the Bible for themselves, then they will have a different feeling of actually what the Bible actually says. Because most people will go to the teachings of what people have told them, what they well, I know that the Bible said this and the Bible said that. But really have to read it for themselves.
Well, I challenge you, especially with Black folks, because education attainment is very low across the board. They might say Black women are the most educated in America.
I've got some of the highest degrees possible.
Yes.
So I would challenge.
Educational attainment is low among Blacks. And America in general is pretty bad, but blacks in particular are quite low. And number two, the Bible is a book of allegory and metaphor, so it's very hard to understand.
Have you read it?
Yes, in fact, I did a series where I read through the Bible from the very beginning, page by page. So yeah, I've read it. And
So-
like, I'll give you an example. Some things in the Bible. Let me know if you know this story.
What does that symbol mean right there?
What's just an S? Just an S.
S meaning what?
S-A-S-N.
S
Saint and Sinner Nation. Saint and the Sinner Nation. It's the symbol representing an S, which refers to our organization.
Right. But what is that? Because that S also is satanic
No, it's not.
symbol as well.
It's not a satanic symbol.
It can't be. I mean, when you look at when you look at KISS, the
I
S
don't
is
want to
there.
go too far off.
I know, but
I just want to answer.
so I just wanted to ask,
no. No, it's just an S.
I mean, just what the
No,
premise
it's
was.
just an S.
I mean, and I'm not here being argumentative.
No,
I'm
no,
just,
it's nothing wrong with that. So you asked me what it is.
Yeah.
It's an S.
Okay.
But with regards to the Bible, which you believe will save the blacks,
It's
there's
written
a-
by blacks for blacks. But
there's a book in the Bible. Let me know if you know this story. There's a man who has daughters. He never had a son. You guys know the Bible? He said the Bible's going to save black people. Let me know if you know this story. There's a man in the Bible who has daughters. Never has a son. And so when he was aging, his daughter said, well, you don't have a son to pass on anything to. You don't pass on your name, you don't have an heir. So the daughters got their father drunk and they had intercourse with him. Anybody know that story from the Bible?
yeah, it's you're talking about Lot actually,
Lot,
and so
right?
it's Lot. So I mean,
But you notice
I mean,
God didn't condemn that.
but,
So that's incest.
okay, so there's a lot of things that's in the Bible that God allowed things to happen, but because He didn't
Since you're
outright
pre-recording, you
condemn
can record the audience. So she's getting me.
because He allowed humans to so there are a lot of things about that wasn't condemned right then. But if you know the law, then yeah, that is against the law. So I mean, just like now, there's things that you have done and God didn't condemn you right then and there, right?
That's the challenge. Though. If you have everyday people and you say the Bible is a guide for living on earth today, and you have everyday people, they're not literary scholars. They're not going to be able to read the story wherein a daughter gets her father drunk, has intercourse with him. God never condemns it to an average
How do you know
person
that He didn't?
because I read the Bible.
But so do you think that the Bible critiques every single action that ever happened in every one of them? Because there's also a story in the Bible where a woman nailed a man's head to the porch, because he was against that. I mean, so even though the law has already condemned it, so it's not going to go, hey, that was wrong. Oh, that was wrong. That was wrong. Because the law has already been articulated. So the Bible is only a story and a story book for God's people and what should happen. So I mean,
But is the book practical?
I mean, is it what?
Like, is it practical? Like, if I hand you the book, can you live in today's world with that book?
Sure. Can I kill someone?
No.
Can I commit
You
adultery?
you can enslave someone.
Okay. Well, the type of enslavement that the Bible talks about was not of what America did. That's something different. And if you read Jeremiah and Isaiah, they will be condemned for that. Just like I will be condemned at some point for what I've done.
So do you think that if we handed out Bibles to every black person in America, that they would behave better?
I believe that they had an understanding of it, and they actually.
How do you give them an understanding of it?
By them reading it themselves and asking for the Holy Spirit to come down. I mean, because for
Now, you
instance,
know the
I can give
literacy
you any
rates
book.
with black people are not very high.
Okay. So
And you heard any of the Atlanta rappers? You heard,
I mean,
Like, the Bible is one of the more
I
complex
grew up
works.
in the hip hop culture way even before you.
Yeah.
So I know. So yeah, I
How
know
it's
Bible.
degraded.
So just to say that. So for instance, what's your? So did you go to college?
Yes, I went to Berkeley and Johns Hopkins.
Nice. And so what was your concentration?
Political science.
Okay,
Bachelor's degree.
so by your premise, if I gave a political science book to everybody and say, well, based on people's literacy rate, they won't be able to understand it. So that means that I can do away with political science. based on his.
No, that means that you have to provide them something useful.
Okay,
If I give
correct,
out Bibles
correct.
to everyone, it's going to be useless. One, because the literacy rates are very low. Number two, the Bible is easily manipulated because it's not clearly written. The Old Testament is more clear. The New Testament is very confusing.
How
So,
is it confusing
especially
to you?
with black people today, you need to give them something that's very practical, very clear, and more importantly, you have it regulated. Meaning that today's church, there's no regulation. You have homosexuals in the choir, and the church says it's a death penalty for that. So it's so much contradiction. So you need
It's
something
not
that people are actually keeping pure.
No,
It's impure.
It's not contradiction because people will interpret it the way that they want, but there is an underlying meaning, just like in political science. There's an underlying meaning that does not subject itself to philosophy. That does not subject itself to what I think it said. If you wrote a book, there is something that
I did write a book.
that you actually meant for it to mean. So I can read and say,
My
well,
book is clearer than the Bible.
what's your name?
Marquett Burton. Oh, it's way clearer.
And that is
It's
subjective.
way clearer.
And that is subjective.
No, you
And-
can, in fact,
and
you can
that's
run the
subjective.
text through AI, and you can say, what's the reading level of this text? And let's
AI
say the
is
Bible's
manipulated.
reading level is quite high, and the reading level I wrote at is the 9th grade,
AI
because that's
is
where Americans are. AI is manipulated, but it can look at objective things.
So-
you think that the Bible is going to help black people behave better? Like if I give all black people Bibles, they're going to behave better?
There's stories in there and morals that you can benefit.
Yes. Yes. Overall, you say no? I agree, because African Americans have the highest level of religiosity. So they should be the best behaved if religion.
But whose
is
religion
effective.
though? I mean, but whose religion?
Well, anytime you speak of Christianity, the blacks in America got that from their enslavers. So
Correct. I mean, and so they use.
Christianity is not an African thing. People
Are you
reference
gonna let me talk? Are you gonna always kind of over talk? Because I just want, I just want understanding. I just want, and I'm not here to I just saw it, and I like make America straight again.
Make
I like
America
that.
straight.
I mean, but the Bible
come right to you.
prophesies.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just curious about Candace Owens. I'm a big fan of hers. How
You're a
is
big
she
fan of Candace Owens? All right,
Candace Owens a feminist?
let's learn, let's teach. We'll both learn and we'll both teach.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Absolutely. Peace and saints.
No problem.
Do you know that, you heard the term feminist, right? Do you like feminists?
I'm not going to answer that. I want you to tell me how she's a feminist first. I want to know your definition of what a feminist is.
All right. So, one, I will answer, but I will
I will
say
say this:
it'd be a
Candace
little bit
Owens
more.
is a great American.
No, sir. No, sir. It'd be more fair if we were both open. I just want to state that, but I'm gonna carry on. If we're both open and honest, it'd be more fair. But here's the thing. A feminist is a woman who's a careerist. A feminist is a woman who puts her work before her family and children. A feminist is a woman who is not a true conservative. Conservatism and traditional values, the woman tends to stay at home. Her man is out in front leading. Candace Owens, what's her husband's name? You don't know.
I know he's white.
You know he's white, and that was another reason that she got him, because she hates herself. Now here's the thing, if Candace Owens was truly conservative, she wouldn't be working so much and so hard while having 3 kids. You cannot be a great mother while podcasting as much as she
You can't say
podcasts.
a conservative woman belongs in the kitchen. You can't say that either.
I can, and I did, and I mean
don't
it.
believe that.
That's not traditional.
You lost me when you said
And
that.
you said she's a great American. If you look at our history when America was actually great, we had gender roles, we had a low rate of women in the workforce.
How
Now
about
we
she's a
have
great
declining
conservative?
population.
You know why she's a great conservative woman? She balances her work and being a great mother and wife as well. And
That's why we have low birth
that's why I'm a
rates.
big fan. I gotta get something to eat.
I bet you do. I gave you food for thought. You didn't want to eat that.
What's up, bro? Nice to meet you, man.
How you doing? Marquett,
Hey,
pleasure.
I know who you are, man. I'll be checking you out like every day, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, hey, I appreciate you, man.
Yep. Hey.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
All right.
Yes, sir. He didn't even want the Saint and Sinner. They just actually, they just banned me a little bit because apparently they hate the truth. So you can check out another channel called Marquett for Women. MarQuett. That's my new channel. They banned me. It's like
love First Amendment. I love people debating. I
Yeah.
appreciate what you're doing, man.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, good. This is perfect. America first. Are you a Trump supporter?
Not after.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
not after.
Tell me more.
I mean,
Don't be cautious. Just don't curse and don't use any slurs.
everything that, or Trump really hasn't done any of the things that he was going to campaign on.
Correct.
Deportations are not impressive. The mass deportations are not happening.
Oh, you need it. You need
Files.
more. You need more deportations.
Yeah, well, he ran on mass deportations. That was his campaign.
So you're saying he's doing deportations, but they're not mass.
Yeah, I think they just released the numbers, like 400,000 out of, I think the estimate is like 2 million
Yeah,
or so.
I can believe that.
At that rate, it's going to take 30 years to just get these gone. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's one. Two is Epstein's files.
Right.
Where,
He's in them.
where are those at? I
He
mean,
disappeared.
they disappeared.
Yeah.
And three is while both of these things are happening, while the government is shut down, right after we cut Medicaid, you're still sending billions of dollars to Israel.
Right.
And so,
And Argentina.
yay! So for those reasons, I'm not a Trump fan. Not really a fan of there.
Do you think we're in revolutionary times?
Yeah, I think that with the New York Donnie
Yeah.
election,
Yeah.
I'm a conservative.
Are you? Here's a test. Is Candace Owens a conservative?
I don't know enough about her.
Yes.
That part I respect, but I don't know enough about her.
One of the reasons that we're having these conversations is because conservatism in America today is right next to liberalism. There's very little difference. For example, if you're a conservative, you probably believe in the nuclear family, you believe in heterosexuality, right? Where sexuality is openly gay, homosexual, in a gay marriage, which that's fine. But you can't say that you're a conservative Christian and have him as a top guy in your administration. So, then the other thing, we have people claiming to be conservative and they support Candace Owens. Candace Owens is not a proper conservative because a proper conservative as a woman would tend to be more so in the home. She would have her man represent her. She'd be family oriented as opposed to the opposite. You know Candace Owens, no one knows her husband's name. When you get married, you take your husband's name and you're represented by your husband. But she's actually a liberal in disguise. She's like people.
That's a fair. I can see your confusion. I agree with it on one half, but on the other half, there's always going to be that small percentage of any group that doesn't adhere to that
Right, but the problem is American conservatism has no core. Like if you say, hey, who's the head of the American Conservative Party? There isn't one. And the problem is you're having splintering. You have a lot of psychopaths who are becoming mainstream. Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is a total psychopath. This guy says he's white, he's actually part Mexican. He's right, which is insane. But you're a white supremacist, but you're not fully white. That's weird. Also, he's a rabid racist. That's not going to work in a country that's diverse. So when he's being promoted, you're actually taking the conservative side, the Republicans, you're really turning them into a party that's not palatable to most people. Then on the opposite side, you have the liberals. They're actually mentally ill. How do we know? They take your children in California, they mutilate the bodies, and they don't let the parents, the mothers and the fathers to have a say in it. If you can't unbutton your belt and figure out if you're a boy or a girl, that's a mental ailment. The sad thing is all the data, including Johns Hopkins studies, indicates people with gender dysphoria have a very high rate of taking themselves out. Clear indication, but here's the thing. Post-op, after surgery, they have an even higher rate of taking themselves out. Why? They thought the surgery was going to heal their mental and emotional issues, and it doesn't. So then they need to find a solution. So the problem is we need a revolution in America because the left is mentally ill and the right is not too far behind. So you can't vote in anyone that's going to survive in this kind of a swamp. Donald said he was going to clean the swamp. He's been a part of the swamp for 20 years. He's been donating money to both sides. He's an utter liar.
I would say on your first point, I think that while it's true that Nick Fuentes you mentioned, he does.
By the way, if you have something to say, hop in there. We love women's opinions.
He definitely is he says some provocative things. But have you listened to any of his streams, like his videos?
Yeah.
I think that the issues that he raised are about America's involvement with Israel are important. I think that
We all agree on that part.
Yeah.
So everyone agrees that Israel is leading America dry.
Right.
We all agree there.
But the Republican Party doesn't.
No, the emerging Republican Party absolutely does. If you're a kid age 25 and younger, you're 100% on board with America first.
Right.
Israel is not America.
Right.
But here's the problem. When people say make America great again, they forget that to make a country great, you have to make the people great. If you look at our science scores, our math scores, they're atrocious. They're not competitive. So if he really believed in make America great again, we'd be investing in science. We'd be investing in making our children engineers. But instead, everyone wants to be a social media influencer. And even if you look at Nick Fuentes, the kid went to a second-rate college, then he came out and he started speaking to the public. He's had no life experience. He's barely even traveled abroad. So you're letting a dumb kid talk about geopolitical issues. He's not been anywhere. He's not multilingual. He has no academic pedigree. He has no professional experience. So just imagine, you have all of the institutional wisdom of America listening to some dumb kid who knows nothing. Why? Because he can go viral by saying the N-word or talking about Jews. And I also think it's strange that we blame everything on Jews. Are they responsible for some things? For sure, absolutely. There's currently a mass murder going on in Gaza. They did that. Most of the wars we've been involved in, they did that. But they're not the reason that most people in America who are in the 10th grade don't read on a 10th grade reading level. And here's the other kicker. We don't have any cultural reform telling people that a social media influencer is not a good job, that we also need physicians. So Nerd Fuentes is a part of a whole chorus of idiots who are underqualified. They're just going viral and they're making a ton of money. But have you ever heard them say, this is my organization, this is what we do, these are our focus areas?
Yeah, I have.
What are the 3 things that his organization does, practically?
But not necessarily his organization.
Well, I just said his organization and things they do. Give me 3.
To have an organization.
Does someone have to have an organization? Yes. We're in what used to be the most effective capitalist nation in the world. Corporations, the firm. That is how we produce. That's how we made this place. Those are organizations. So yes, we find that organizations are effective. The Republican Party, that's an organization. The government, that's an organization. Apple, that's an organization. The idea that this guy babbling on a microphone in his mom's basement is going to change the lives of everyday people is ludicrous. That's the problem. You get taken away by celebrities and they don't have wisdom. They have information but no wisdom. The kid's an idiot.
The information is what's been censored, what's been
Is it though?
It has been, yeah.
No. You've heard of Nerd Fuentes. These people have heard of Nerd Fuentes. The information is out there. The problem is that we do not have anyone with revolutionary organization. That's it. And the reason that a Candace Owens and a Nick Fuentes,
I
they
can
never,
see where you're coming from.
they're not doing anything. They're commentators. They're actually a part of the swamp.
See, and that I
They
would
are the
disagree
swamp.
with.
They are the Matrix.
That I would definitely disagree.
All right,
I
tell
don't
me,
know much about
tell me
Candace
3
Owens.
things that Nerd Fuentes is doing. His organization. 3 things that they do.
Presenting the information about their government, social media, and presenting that to people who have never had that information because it's been censored, prevented from obtaining that information. And so, I mean, I think that is a big enough thing in and of itself.
I think the challenge, the reason that you're having a hard time identifying 3 things is because he's a podcaster. That's what podcasters do. They talk. Yes. Yeah, that's what podcasters do. They talk. But he doesn't tell you what you actually have to do. If he says Israel is controlling America and we must dislodge Israel, the real question is, where's the political movement and what's the action? He should be pushing for legislation. What's an example of the legislation? One great piece of legislation is it should be illegal to have dual citizenship and to be a part of the American government. That's one specific piece of legislation to get hyper-focused on. The reason he doesn't do that is because it's much easier and more profitable to just be a mouthpiece saying controversial things. But here's the trick. A real political movement, you teach in a way that gives them easy ammo to know how do I identify America only. You said America first, I say America only. You tell them, what do we focus on? Health, wealth, relationships. Well, how does that manifest itself? 30 minutes of exercise every day. Why? Because America's overweight. That's cultural reform. We need legal reform and cultural reform. He's doing none of the above. He just talks to make himself famous and rich. And you buy it because you can't tell me anything practical.
Well, I'm not a politically motivated person. I don't want to run for office. And when 334, however many of our congressmen are owned by AIPAC, and 4 of them are not, it's like he can't just walk into Congress, hey, I've got this legislation, after they cancel them, and not let him be a part of the Republican Party until now. He's too big to one of the biggest screaming platforms, one of the biggest shows in political shows.
But if you think about what you're saying, hey, he's so famous, he's so well known.
Oh no, not
I'm
so
really
famous.
rich. Does that make you richer? No, it doesn't.
I'm
I'm really famous. Does that make you more famous? The
My claim
problem
is
is
like-
that you're still talking about the Republican Party. Parties are not going to get it done.
Right. No, I'm aware of that. There needs to be a people. So his problem.
While you're thinking, did you have any comments?
No, I'm just listening. I couldn't hear it, so I get it posted.
Oh,
I
fair
couldn't
enough.
hear it.
Fair enough. I hear.
But if I got one, I'll jump right in there.
Did any of you wise ladies want to throw anything in there? Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
His proposition is for young men college age to get into politics and to conceal what their true views on AIPAC and the corruption of our government, and slowly replace the current AIPAC-funded government that we have. Because I mean,
Does that sound like that's going to work?
what's an alternative?
Well, we've had a lot. For example, we have so much tax in America that it's very hard for everyday people to get by.
Right.
Right? Okay. Now, if you look at our history as Americans, And I know we have some young people in the audience. Let's see how good these schools are. Anyone remember what happened when Americans first started getting taxed? What happened? Anyone remember? It was a Boston Tea Party. Booyah. And that was just a tax on tea, right?
Yes.
There was no income tax. There was no property tax. And there was no general sales tax. The real American hates taxes. They tried to tax just tea, and not everybody drinks tea. And there was a revolt, a violent revolt. So we've gone so far. I'll tell you what's really sad in our country. We talk so bad about the Muslims in the Middle East. If you're in Oman or you're in Saudi, if you buy a home, you own the home, there's no property taxes. That means that if you have a daughter,
Look at
you
the
have a
conditions
wife,
they live in over there, man.
they live in great conditions. Have you seen it? You better get on Google. You better get on Google. Google Saudi Arabia. Google Oman. They're doing pretty well. But here's the problem. They say make America great again. We're not great. We think we're great, but we're not great. That's why we have to actually do the work to become great.
What are you proposing to make it great again?
Well, I'm proposing, number one, that we clean out all of these rascals that are hurting us and care nothing about us. The ones on the left and the ones on the right, they're all liars and dirtbags. Nancy Pelosi, she's a 100-millionaire.
I agree with you 100%. They're all liars and cheaters, okay?
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as an honest politician.
That's right.
I don't care what side of the party you're on.
That's
You're
right.
both making money, and they're both making it off our backs.
That's right.
There's still got to be taxed. Things are got to be taxed. So
You don't. That's why education is so important. You don't have to be taxed. We're in Texas, so this is a great place to have this conversation. What's the great natural resource in Texas? Oil. We don't have to tax oil. Or could we maybe tax oil and not tax you? Of course we could. That's what they do in the Middle East. They tax the oil resource in the ground. The ground is the people's ground. And then they don't tax you.
All the rights off of oil in Russia. Every dime.
But we're not talking about Russia, we're talking about America and the fact that you don't have to be taxed, you're being lied to. For example, the state of Nevada, do they have income tax?
No, but they got prostitution.
They do. And those women are doing a lot better than the average woman in our society, and that's a problem. It's a problem that you can't go to school and get a job that makes ends meet. It's a problem that you believe we can't live without the government stealing our money.
Oh, I know we can live without them, but you still got to have some kind of control of it. You can't just get rid of all of it and let it go. This country goes to shit. It's already gone to shit.
That's the problem. We're already there. We're already there.
Yeah.
We're already
There's no
there.
way out of it, man. That's all I know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm willing you vote them all out.
Vote them all. We're beyond voting.
You can't have term limits because just about the time one gets in there and really figures out how to run the show, it's time you can't come back no more.
That's right. But you really believe that you could vote for a Democrat or a Republican that's going to turn this place around? You don't notice they do the same thing? The Republicans say that the Democrats spend too much money, then the Republicans get in office and they spend just as much money? You don't notice that Barack Obama says we're going to stop all the wars, we're going to stop the war in Iraq? He gets in office, starts a war in Libya? You don't notice they all do the same things?
Make this all sound so simple.
Well, you know what? The truth is often simple. The
The
truth is simple.
What are you going to do about it?
I'll tell you what to do. We
We're
do.
going to have another revolution?
That's right.
Shit.
That's right. We do what Americans do.
Stand up.
We do what Americans do. We're
You willing
supposed to
to
be a
die for it?
freedom-loving people.
I mean, seriously, are you willing to die for it?
But you also
That's
have to be
the
willing to
question.
kill
That's
for
where
it.
it goes to.
I'd rather kill for it. You want to die for it. I'd rather kill for it. But we're actually at that time. I thought Americans would stand up when they started mutilating our children in California and saying that we can give your son a gender reassignment surgery without you signing off on it. I thought Americans would stand up then. We're way past the state of our government being mentally ill. Nancy Pelosi is worth over $100 million on a small salary. You're being lied to and cheated.
The only thing wrong with it is that we're not in on it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, get him out of here. He's crazy. All right. All right, hey, pleasure to meet you. Yeah. Yes, sir. Anyone else have any other comments?
I got a question.
Talk to me. You messing with this ism out here? I said you messing with this ism?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right.
I just want you to clarify a little bit more when you say black women are liberal or white women.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite one right there. Black women are liberal white women. Do we have any liberal white women in the house? No? Well, black women,
How you doing, young man?
they think they're black, but they're really not black. You agree with me, right? So for example, if you're a black woman, your hair grows out of your scalp in a certain way, right? So many of them, we see them perm the hair, they straighten the hair to look like who? White women. Okay, great. another thing black women brag about. We're the most educated demographic in America. They're still broke, which is crazy. But they go to university, they get all these degrees, and they get indoctrinated into whose ideology? The ideology of the liberal white woman. Because universities are overwhelmingly liberal. So they teach them to be an independent woman. But here's the crazy thing. You guys were always independent, at least up after segregation, meaning you didn't have a man running your household. And that largely happened due to government policy that said the father of the child can't live there, because if he does, you can't get EBT, food stamps, Section 8. So it's either do you want the money or do you want this black guy? And mostly they're like, I'll take the money, sir. I'll take the money. So when they go to university, they learn gender feminism, not feminism that relates to actual equality, meaning we respect you as a human being, we're going to protect you under the law, but gender feminism, which is a lie. It's the idea that the male and the female are the same. We're not the same. We have equal value, but we're very different. So they learn that from white women, and then they think that they're educated, and then when they encounter a black man, you know what they say? I can't date you. You didn't go to college. I can't date you. How much money do you make? You don't make enough money. They think they're too good. They're up here, and they learn all of that from the liberal white woman. But here's the thing. It almost makes sense for a white woman to be a feminist, right? You had enslavement. She was there with the massa. And we know he probably dominated, right? She was being controlled. The black woman never been controlled at that level. The white woman said, I want to get out and work. The black woman was already working. What was slavery? That was years and years of work. Then when they came out, she was still working. So the white woman said, I don't want to be a homemaker. I don't want to be a stay-at-home wife. I want to go work, which is stupid. Side note. If I could be a stay-at-home wife, I'd do that. Who the hell wants to go out and have to toil every day? So they taught that nonsense to black women. But the real question is, Marquett, why would the white woman want to mess up a good situation? I'll tell you why she messed it up. At the root of it, gender feminism, you guys ever hear that it's man-hating ideology? Well, the gender feminists, if you go back and look through the literature, there's a woman named Valerie Solanas. She's a gender feminist. She's a very serious lesbian. Feminism only works for lesbians if it separates this man and this woman, so that if I'm a lesbian, I can have that woman, or if I've been forced into a relationship with a man, I can't leave him in the old world because I can't get a job and I can't get credit and I can't open a bank account. So they had to open up the economic opportunity so that lesbians could go independent and deal in relationships without the man. Yes.
I have a quick question. I kind of want to go back on what you said about black women feeling smart, but basically not being the smartest out there.
I didn't say they're not smart. I said they're educated, but they're broke.
So, and I want to kind of say,
Hey, fuck you!
I don't want to say that they're no.
Okay.
It's on you.
Oh, God.
But I want to say the question, but why would you say that? Because we are smart and we are educated, but education is not power. It's applied knowledge is power. So we're not broke because we're not educated or knowledgeable. We're broke because it's not applied. What they know is not applied. Do you agree with that?
There's some truth there, but I would say black women are educated, but they're miseducated. So they have a lot of miseducation.
So what's your form of being the correct education?
So it's two parts. Part one is that you have to have education and values and knowledge of self, especially if you're a black person or a black woman. And then the second level to education is it has to lead to gainful employment. If you go to school for 4 years, you come out with a bachelor's, and you can't get a job, not only did you waste 4 years, you're also going to be in debt. So you're now guaranteed to be a debt slave. So they need to get proper degrees. The problem in America is that our political class, they say that they care, but they don't care. If they did care, there's a number of disciplines that will be capped off. For example, there should only be like 10 people majoring in sociology or anything that ends in studies, gender studies, African American studies, Chicano studies, women's studies, fill in the blank studies, because those are all degrees in things that don't add up to $1.
So you would prefer, basically what you're saying is school is the education because it's lacking the financial literacy for people to understand the knowledge? Or are you, like, what do you consider, like, what classes are you saying is the correct education to make sure that people are not miseducated?
Sure. I'll give you a quick summary. So in elementary school, you should learn the basics of reading, writing, arithmetic, and values and character, which American schools don't teach you anything about values and character.
Right.
Honesty, not littering and throwing garbage on the ground. These are things you actually are explicitly taught in South Korea or in Japan.
Right.
So those are the basics on being a decent person. Then you go into middle school and high school. You need to be learning the things and having what's called expeditionary learning so that you get the experiences that let you know, like, oh, maybe I want to be a podiatrist. Maybe I want to get into welding. Maybe I want to do this. So it's foundational knowledge and things that are practical and will allow you to earn so that you don't end up on EBT.
So trade school.
No, exposing you to enough things so you know if you want to go into trade school or you want to become a doctor or you want to become something useful, not an OF girl and not an influencer, because those are stupid jobs. Those are fake jobs, right? Then here's another thing. It's important for us to all know our history, whether you're white, you're black, or Chinese, or what have you. Most of us don't know what we are or who we are, whether it's as an American or your specific ethnic group. For example, we talk about black women. They're the most dangerous people on earth because they raise their children to hate themselves. And we know black women hate themselves because you guys might think that maybe police violence kills black people. Maybe it's drugs. You know the number one killer of black people? Black women. How is that? I know it's funny, it's crazy. Those black women, abortion. They abort more babies than they birth. I'm not saying I'm against abortion, not at all. What I am saying is that promiscuity is bad. Doing it on a consistent basis to where you eliminate more children than you birth shows that you have no character, no morals, and more importantly, you're eradicating your own kind while blaming everybody else. You blame the whites, you blame the system, you blame the police, but you never look in the mirror and say, I killed 3 potential black people this month.
So would you agree that that's a generational thing?
No, I think that black...
Somebody has to listen. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Somebody has to learn something from somewhere.
Yeah.
And as children, of course, we don't know right from wrong. That's something that's being taught.
Right.
And of course, outside of teachers and schooling and the education system, a child still has to go back to their home.
Yes.
And so that means that if what they're learning at school is foundational, but they're going home and there's a lack of foundation, then it leads to confusion.
Yes.
So would you agree that the reason for those things, for those the amount of like the low foundational things like that is because it starts at home?
Yeah, women are leading the household, and that's very dangerous. So, somebody laugh about it.
I mean, I would agree. There is a lot of women leading households, but then that also goes back to where do the men play a part in it?
Well, the government has to be removed. The moment you remove the government, EBT, Section 8, SNAP benefits, when you pull all that out, the men will return. Because you're going to need partnership to survive.
Right. But partnership, it takes a village. So that starts with
No, it takes a
foundation.
patriarchy. That's where we're confused. It takes a patriarchy, which is to say men lead.
Right.
So first we need to humble the female and say, you have 2 degrees, fantastic. This guy's a welder. He makes $70,000 a year. Good enough. Yield to his leadership.
So how did it, okay, I like this conversation. Okay, so how, I'm sorry, y'all.
No, don't be.
So boom, you say that men are the foundational, but there's also men who lack the confidence when they know that they have a woman who has more income or who has
I don't
more
think
of
that's
something.
true. I think women say that, but that's not true. Women who are unruly and they're unpleasant. Are you Mexican? I already knew it. I could sense it. Mexican women are good women. They're good, and that's why we're vibing, because it's cultural, right? So black women will get education, they'll become disrespectful, and they think they know more than Google, right?
That's your personal
They know
experience?
everything. That's the experience of most black men. I'm here speaking for the people. That's also what the data says. That's what the data says.
Okay, on what?
70% illegitimacy in the black family. They could get the black man in the bed, but they can't get him to stay in the house. That's a woman's behavior. That's all that is. Because I can assure you, there's no human being that creates a child, looks at their own flesh and blood, and says, I want to leave. That does not happen. That happens from the The conflict in the home.
So the conflict in the home from the woman is the reason why men still walk out on their children.
No. And I want to be clear that both are responsible. I want to be very clear. The average man in America is down bad. The average black man in America is down even worse. Financially insolvent. Most of them can't even stand up straight and speak in clear English. But here's the comedy. Black women will go for that. They'll accept that. They select the wrong guy to procreate with.
So what's the right guy if the bar is to here? You're saying that the
Go ahead.
majority is men?
Talk to me.
I don't think that women are selecting the right man. I think that men just are not good enough.
You said men are not good enough.
Men are not good enough. Men need to raise up to the standards. The bar is in hell for men. Most men. It's not a racial thing. It's most men in general. That's why.
Not good enough.
Yeah, that's why men are more the ones that are unemployed, more the ones that are out of the home.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, you said that
So you said that's why men are more unemployed than women. Good
Yeah, because
idea.
women are the providers, which is why
Women are
the
not
ones that
providers.
leading the
Women are extraordinarily stingy, in fact. The data indicates that a man, when he's with a woman, well, look it up. I'll pull it up right here.
Yeah,
I'll pull it up right here.
yeah.
Okay. Men dating expenses vary widely, but average data shows they spend over $2,000 annually on dates. Potentially up to $15,000 more per year on dates, gifts, and other occasions. Now, when you look at,
Because men are dating multiple women at a time?
it's irrelevant because when you look at the data
I think it
on
is
women,
relevant, though. If men are
one
dating
second.
multiple women
When
at
you
a
look
time,
at the
then
data for
obviously they
women,
would be
you
spending
find that
more.
they don't have an increase in their spend. The reason women don't have an increase in their spend is because the female does not view herself as the one obligated
No, woman,
to
not the
provide. No, female. She does not
Why do
view
you
herself.
say female and not
Because female and male are biological
But you're
realities.
saying men.
Men is an opinion. Men, that's an opinion. Man is an opinion. I'll tell you why. There's a lot of males I don't consider a man. And
Do you realize that non-humans can also be females? Like dogs
yes,
can be females.
yes, but you have to use context clues. Context clues. We're talking about human beings. And is that kind of game playing with language? That's toxic femininity.
Well, where was
That's
your data
toxic
from?
femininity right
what
there.
peer-reviewed study was your data from?
So here's the challenge. What you're trying to
Or
do
what
right
was
now.
the website that your
One
data
second.
was from?
What you're trying to do right now is you're playing the game with the study. But everyone.
You're the one that brought up the study.
No. Everyone here, we can all agree that do men feel more obligated to pay for things in a relationship or do women? Men. See, you're questioning things that we all agree on. And the reason you're doing that is because you're trying to steal
Do
legitimacy.
women not put themselves more at risk by going on dates with men?
No.
Really?
No.
Why not?
Is the world that dangerous?
Yeah, actually
No,
it is.
no.
As a woman in this world, yes it
No.
is.
See,
because
that's-
men perpetuate more harm and violence in this world, especially against women. There's a whole femicide going on out here.
Really?
Especially among black and brown and indigenous
Really?
women. Yeah, absolutely.
That's white woman liberal ideology. That's what that is. That-
But where was your
are
where
you
was your- where was
heterosexual?
your
Are you
data
heterosexual?
from? Where was your data from?
Are you heterosexual?
Where was your data from?
Because you mentioned men don't have standards. And let me be honest. Let
I
me
said
be
men
honest.
don't raise up to the standards.
Who sets the standard?
Society. Men set their own standards that they can't even raise up
Okay,
to
well
them.
let me ask you a
Men
question.
men
Are you
as
at
a
a
patriarchy
level?
the ones that set
Are
the
you at a
standard
level?
that you have to be a
Are you at the
protector
level as a
and
woman?
provider,
Are you at an appropriate
but
level
they
as a
don't
woman?
even reach that own
Real quick,
standard
let me
for
ask you a
themselves.
question. Are you at a level as a woman where a man should want to date and marry you?
That's irrelevant to the conversation.
No, it's critical.
You still haven't answered
It's critical
where you got
because
the data from
it's critical
that you said
because that will
70%
let
of
us
men
know how
have
you
to
view
spend
things.
more money on dates.
I'm just asking you, are you at a level to where you think a man should want to date and marry you?
This Kevin Samuels
Wait,
thing
why-
that you're
why-
not-
why
that
don't you
you're
wanna
trying
answer
to
the
do is
question?
not going to work on me, babe.
I'm just
Where's
asking
that
you.
data from, though? I'd
I'm
love
asking
to
you,
know.
why don't you want to admit it? Because you're talking.
Because you're trying to make
No,
it personal.
it's delusion.
We're having an
No,
overall general
no.
conversation
You're deluded.
about society.
The reason
in
I say you're
general,
deluded,
not
you're
about
speaking,
my
no.
personal dating
You're speaking
experience.
ill of men because you do not attract high quality men.
No,
you
because
say men are not at the level.
perpetuate harm and
No.
violence in this society.
No, they don't.
More. Yes, they
That's
do.
what's the data? Okay, what's the data? What's the
The
data?
data shows that men commit over 98% of rape and sexual assault in this country. Do rape and sexual assault not happen on dates?
What
So does that not put a woman at risk when going on dates with men? Thank you. I see women that are nodding their heads.
I think you're pushing forward liberal lesbian
It doesn't
ideology.
matter.
Because you did not substantiate that, and most importantly, you will not admit you're at a very low level, so you're going to encounter men at a very low level, and that's just the truth.
I'm encountering you, so are you at a low level?
No, because I'm not dating
like
you, and I'm not willing to date
It seems like
you.
you can't even back up the data
No,
that
because
you're
you
citing,
represent
love.
all that's wrong in America.
Where is
No,
your
you
data
represent
from?
all that's wrong in America,
Where is your data
respectfully.
from? I would love to see the
I
website.
honestly don't believe that you can speak to someone who is mentally. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
would
here's
love
the
to see
thing.
where he
No,
got it
real
from.
quick, love.
There are
Real quick.
things called peer-reviewed studies that
I
are
hear you.
actually
I hear
done
you.
by actual
But here's the challenge.
researchers,
You're-
and anybody
Madam,
can go
madam, one
publish a
second.
WordPress
I know
website
you're-
and you
you
put a
can
whole bunch of shit
Okay, well,
up
just like
there.
a, can you
But he
counter
was the
fit
one
what
who
he
brought
said
the data up.
Right, but can you counteract him with your
My counter. No, I don't need the data to
You're
back
just
up what I'm
pushing
saying.
If he got back up now,
But he's not proving where his data is even coming from. He could have pulled that out of his ass. Was it the AI overview that you read? Was it the AI overview?
You are everything that's
Just say
wrong
you don't
in
know how to
America.
read studies.
You're
Just like
everything
you don't
that's
know how to
wrong.
read studies.
The reason
You're
that men
everything
don't want to
that's wrong
date you.
with men.
No,
You're
listen. The
uneducated.
reason.
You're illiterate.
No,
You
I'm
can't
uneducated.
read
I went to
studies.
Berkeley and Johns Hopkins. Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to school?
I went to school here in Dallas,
No,
Texas.
where did you go to school?
That's all you need to know.
Where'd you go to school?
You're making it
Exactly.
personal.
I
You're
went to
making it personal.
I went to top 20 universities. I have
You
2
went to a
degrees.
university, but you don't know how
won't
a
say where
study
you went to
works.
school.
You don't
You're
know how a
everything
study
that's
works.
wrong with America.
Where's the data from
You
that you're
represent
studying
our
from?
health issues, whether
This
it's
Kevin
physical
Samuel-
and
this
mental.
Kevin Samuel
And the
shtick
reason
is
you
not gonna
encounter
work on
men
me.
who are
You're
worthless
trying to
is
attack me
because it's a
personally
reflection of you.
because everything that you're saying is
Yes,
fucking
I
bullshit.
am. I am
It's
attacking you
bullshit.
personally because
It's
you are
bullshit.
promoting lesbianism.
Promoting lesbianism?
Yes, that's what
Where
you're
did I
doing.
promote
That's what you're
lesbianism?
That's what you're promoting.
Although,
You're lying.
it is a thank you.
No,
exactly.
it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
You're not attacking her argument. You're attacking her body. And
Only people who are 18 plus can be on camera.
Oh, yeah, you're just
What
mad.
are you saying?
If she is what's wrong with everything in America, isn't it men's fault because they allowed it?
Well, she doesn't date
Doesn't
men.
that make
Do we
men
live in
mad?
She
a
doesn't date
patriarchal
men.
society?
She doesn't date men.
I don't date men.
You don't date men.
Okay.
You don't date men.
Okay.
No, you don't. You don't
It
date
don't
men.
matter. It don't matter because
Miss,
that's all you have
Miss,
to rely
you're
on
very
because when I
angry.
asked you.
No, you're very angry
No,
that
you're
you're not
trying
getting
to-
what you want in society.
No,
you want to
you're
crash
angry.
everything for everyone else.
You're angry
You
because when
claim
I
that
asked
men
you a
are
simple
dangerous.
question,
Men are not
you're
dangerous.
reading
Look at
an
all these
AI
men around
overview
you.
study over
Men are
here.
not dangerous. You're lying. You're inflating your
You're
statistics.
dangerous right now. Everything that you're
I'm
saying
dangerous
is
right now.
dangerous.
That's crazy.
It's perpetuating
Well, then why are you
harm
standing in front of
into
me?
this society.
Why are you standing in front of me
Because
if
you're
I'm
being
dangerous?
a goofy out here on
Why-
the street,
why am
out
I
in broad
dangerous?
daylight for everybody to
Goofy.
see. Goofy, yeah. Just because I'm not wearing a suit, it's Saturday. It's hot outside. What
no,
are you
it's
talking
the fact
about?
that you're here trying
We
to.
out here for
no,
a dog event, but
you're
you being the
trying to
biggest dog out
advise on
here
how people
barking,
should live
saying a bunch of
low
everybody.
ways. You're living in low ways.
I'm living in low
Yes,
ways.
you are. Yes, you are. You cannot manage your own body weight. How can you manage how other
raised your
people should
voice just
live?
as much as
How
my
can you
body
manage
weight.
how
What
other
is my
people
body
should
weight?
live?
I mean, if you weak, just
It's
say
a
that.
reflection of mental
Plenty
illness.
of men have picked my big. You talking about? Of course you can't squat me. Fuck is you talking
You're
about?
insulting my body. You're
Are
body
you
shaming
insulted
me?
my
She's
body?
body shaming
He
me.
insulted my body.
She's body shaming me.
You
No,
do need to be
your-
shamed.
Your
You
body
need to
is
shut this shit
it's a
down because you're going to end up
representation
like
of
your boy
mental
Kevin
illness.
Samuel.
Are you
and
threatening my life?
No,
Why are
I
you
said you're
threatening
going to
my
end
life?
up like him like that.
Why are you threatening my life?
Ah,
Why are you so
you're
angry?
goofy, bro. Ain't nobody
Why are you
threatening
so
your
angry?
life. Ain't nobody
Why are you
threatening
so
your life.
angry? The reason
No,
that you're
you know
mad,
what? You're trying
the
to
reason you're mad
gaslight
is
me,
'cause you
and
know
that's
there's a
wrong with
degenerate.
men in this
Why do you keep
society.
saying men? What did men do to you?
Look at what a man is doing right now.
Do you have a father?
You're perpetuating
Do
harm.
you have a father?
Don't everybody have a father? What the fuck?
Person, do you mind like calm down?
No, you're not gonna.
Why do
You know,
keep
because you're
cursing?
not gonna. Like, you're not gonna control how
I
I
didn't ask
speak.
you
I'm
to
a
come
grown
off.
person.
Why do you keep cursing, man?
Because
Why do you
I'm
keep-
an adult.
All right,
Are
okay,
you
I'm
that
finished.
sensitive?
I'm finished.
All right. Have a good day.
Nice to meet you. Why are you so angry?
Bye, Goofy.
This is the mental illness we talk about. This is what's common in America.
Mama was a mental illness.
This is what I'm talking about. The problem is that we let these people say this stuff. Like we have to confront these people. Wow. She insulted my body. I'm deeply hurt. I'm deeply hurt. That's crazy.
Pretty much are you saying that women shouldn't really make any moves or have any level of education or work without men?
I'm saying that women should be under a man's household. If you're a minor, you should be under your father's household. If you're not a minor and you are about to get married, you should transition from your father's household to your husband's household. If they want to, I think it's probably a smart thing to do in a modern society, right? Now, if you have children, I think you'd be wise to spend most of your time raising your children when they're age 8 and lower.
So you're not against women working?
I wouldn't want my wife working, but people have different life situations. In my life situation, it wouldn't be necessary. She was big mad. Big girl, big mad. Anybody else have any comments, questions? Anybody else want to flip? Okay, cool. They handle all the crazies. Those big girls be always so angry. We got to spread the Mexican culture. You see how crazy Shorty was? What's wrong with her?
I'd like to say, as a woman who operates in divine femininity, there is some space there that we can expand on to heal, but at a greater level, it is for our brown brothers and sisters. We all need to embrace. I believe in a place of love, and definitely, there's it's all perspective.
Yeah.
It's all perspective, and we can sit here and debate all this, but it needs to be walked away. She goes through it, she's gonna reflect.
Maybe.
I'm gonna trust that she's going to reflect.
I hope, the challenge is that I really wonder how much we change. I was an elementary school teacher, and the reason I taught elementary is because when you're dealing with young children, you have such a great opportunity to put in values that are going to stay there the whole life. And unfortunately, after age 8, so they say age 7 and younger, they call it the promise years. That's when your parents are influencing you. Not the society, not the school, not the culture. And so I fear that with women like her, you'll never ever be able to have any real exchange. And part of it is where the anger comes from. Because the truth is, like, there's no way she's in a happy situation when you just spew out that much meanness. And it's ironic because of the man and the woman's supposed to be the softer one. So I think that, unfortunately, like, we're kind of at war with that kind of behavior and ideology. And the thing that saddens me is when she says, like, men do this and men do that. It's like, I know some man, which I wouldn't call him a man, some male.
I want that frequency.
Right?
We just had that same conversation.
I know some male did something wrong with her. And probably also her father is not someone that she appreciates. There's no way he's like her father. She's just sitting out here saying all like stuff like that. But it's like, can you reverse that? Probably not.
It's going to take generational upbringing. We have to plant seeds now in this day and age in order to see, like for me, this is my daughter.
Oh wow, okay.
Then my grandson is our generational grandson.
Yes.
Then we're grandkids are going to be the problem to realign.
Yes.
Fortunately for me, I don't have quote-unquote daddy issues. My father is a huge paradigm for me. Like, he's always set the paradigm for me.
Yes.
So I don't spew that.
Yes.
But if we're going to be in transparency, it's my mother that I come from. So you're going to see different dynamics because one carries that with them. And to your point, we're going to talk about, and we're going to come from a perspective of versus logic.
Yeah, right.
And as a woman, as divine femme, I'm going to come from an emotional place unless I'm in my polarity of balance.
Yeah. And that was a tough one right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the sad thing is that I know that there's like, she's not making up lies. Right? She said like guys are bad. It's like the guys you have.
We attract the frequency that we put out.
Yeah, the ones you suffered with probably were bad. We did. And I could never tell her anything to and that's like really the sad part. Because I wish that wasn't the truth for her. But it saddens me when she's like saying men, and you're like, all of these guys are here behaving themselves. It's like, these are the guys that are, and they're all behaving themselves. Like, the world is mostly going the right direction. Like, we're mostly good people. And, I think that her voice has actually been magnified in recent years. And that's my fear that will continue. There won't be any cooperation or collaboration.
There's no community in that sense of collectiveness, right? What's going to gravitate to that mindset is like mind frequency.
Yeah.
And that's okay because that's where they're at, and their frequency, and it's going to prevent vaccines in their place. Some of us, we function at a higher frequency, but we believe in long game is the better game because we already did the work that our ancestors brought with them. We didn't come this far to get this far.
Right.
So yes, it is crippling. That mindset is crippling. As a woman, I will say that. As a Latina sister, it is crippling. And it has America changed our perception of being a woman? Absolutely. It is true. Do I want to bust my ass and get up every day, provide for a family, for someone that didn't have a father in my childhood? No, I don't. I want to be able to travel the world. I want to be able to be the divine femme. I want to be able to bake bread. I want to be able to do all these things. I want to be able to help a flower shop. I want to be able to do all these things, but unless I have a strong man or a partner that is going to be able to design that foundation for me, I'm here. So I got to operate out of my masculinity.
You know, that's the challenge is that even if we, because I don't believe that a woman can be masculine and a man can't be feminine to a sense, because you're not a male, I'm not a female. So at a certain level, we're being dysfunctional when we're engaging that lifestyle, right? And it's not like pure happiness, there's no real flow, there's struggle and it's exhausting.
Survival.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that I was trying to speak to is that we're much better together. We're much better together. And the black young lady, I think that she, though I trust she's very educated and maybe stronger, I think that she's probably in the right direction. You know, and she's willing to be open, but still for an average black male, emotional male, they're still going to have trouble leading her. And the challenge is when our society becomes so upside down, where, especially in the black community, where they have so much education, black guys have so little, is that they have expectations that will never be met, ever. Even the young lady that we're talking to, who's like not quite a standard shape, she probably wants, when she's saying, you know, guys don't have their standard up, and I'm just like, what do you mean guys don't have their standard? Like, you look like you're 2 weeks away from just dying on your own, from basically eating yourself to death. So the fact that she'll speak out on the standard of men while herself having the lowest standard for herself, it just shows that there's always going to be so much mismatch. You know, like even today, women expect men to be as pretty as they are. Right. The ones with common sense and culture. But, you know, I see guys that are, I'm obviously in the entertainment business. One guy got a BBL. You know, he like got his abs done and he got all these surgeries. I'm like, it's not good when women do it. It's really bad when men do it, you know? Because at that point, you're like trying to compete with the woman to be pretty. But some women actually want the guy to be pretty. And so it's like we become so lost and we don't expect things that are realistic and actually accessible. Especially at our level. Like we all think that we're higher than we are. I think that was like a prime case of someone thinking that they're in a good spot when really they're suffering, like at a very low level.
I would agree, there's hurt.
Yeah, she about to hurt me. I gotta check my security team. Should have been a little closer. It's crazy. She's blowing up over there. It's nice to meet you. I'm Marquett. Nice to meet you. I'm gonna have to move down to Texas. You guys seem like good. Aside from her, I don't know where she was from. Aside from her, you guys seem like all right people.
I like your business.
I grew up in LA, but now I live in Georgia. I'm building a community out in Georgia. I agree with some of the stuff they were saying. I think the traditions of house usually raised I understand that on both sides of politics, there's bad apples. Some people have good intentions, not the majority. Right. I mean, in a literal sense, but first it has to start full. Like, for example, when I teach, I would say 30 minutes of sweat, exercise, and prayer. So I encourage everyone who follows me, you need to be in a sweat 30 minutes a day. You should exercise rigorously enough. That's a cultural piece. I used to have an office in South Korea, right? In Pangyo, which is basically like their version of Silicon Valley. If you walk by a park like this, you'll see old people, senior citizens. They're all exercising, and they built in exercise equipment free at no cost in the parks. That's because their government actually cares about us. Our government doesn't care what you do. They'll let you die out there. Like, for example, in South Korea, it's illegal for Korean citizens to go into the casino. You might say, why? Don't they have freedom? No, because the government knows casinos are cheating you and they're stealing your money. So rather than let their citizens lose hard-earned dollars or Korean won, they only allow foreigners to go into casinos. So when you have a government that cares, every park has exercise equipment. When you have a culture that values health, you see the old people exercising. You see all of the people exercising. Here, you see consumption. Now, and I'm a capitalist, but you just see things where you can buy. So there's no real care. So I say that to say this. Revolution first has to be cultural. Teaching health, wealth, relationships. We know that our government is setting us up for failure because you guys all have to file taxes, right? You ever had a class on how to file taxes? That's strange, right? You would think the government that has public schools, which are government schools, would teach you how to file taxes. In Singapore, right.
It's self-taught.
And it's a fake industry because in Singapore, they'll send you an email. They say, the government, we believe you owe this much money. If you agree, click here to pay. If you disagree, click here to dispute. You don't have to pay to file. In Oman, in Saudi Arabia, there are no taxes. In UAE, there are no taxes. And we're so brainwashed, we don't realize that we can live tax-free. And our ancestors in America used to live tax-free. I don't mind paying taxes if the parks have exercise equipment, if we have early childhood education and the kids are getting great education. And I know that when I encounter young people in the society, they're not going to do anything harmful to me. I can walk down late at night and it's safe because everyone has enough to eat. And I'm not a socialist by any means. But I don't want to pay taxes when you send 20 billion to Argentina while claiming that you're American first. I don't want to pay 100 million to Israel with endless wars. That's stealing from people. So when we say revolution, I mean it in the sense that you're probably imagining. Otto von Bismarck, he said the questions of our day will not be solved by majority votes or speeches, but with blood and iron. And the only reason I say that is because whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, a black or a white, a man or a woman, the behavior is always fundamentally the same in American government. And because our government is so very compromised, we have to wipe it away. Even our ancestors in America, they said the tree of liberty must be replenished with the blood of patriots. And I don't believe you can call yourself a freedom-loving person in the country we're in today. It doesn't make sense. So, I'd rather that than what we have now. Like, it just, if the government shut down, how are we paying? Do you know that they're paying for health care for soldiers in Israel? That never stopped. They're paying for their health care. That's insane. Like, they have free college, they have free education on our money. That doesn't make sense. So, actual revolution, first cultural revolution, been literal. No, I can't run for office, man. It's not gonna work because I'm not willing to lie to people. Nobody who would actually do a good job would ever run for office because what do they do to you? They make up lies about
So, do you think that people don't understand, like, the democracy? Like, it's not a democracy, more of an oligarchy? And I think we're taught incorrectly because America is a corporation, it's a business, and everything that's tied to America is also a business, and that's why we all have a social security number. So,
I think America is best described in reality as a plutocracy. A plutocracy is a government run by the rich. So we have a plutocracy. And you mentioned democracy. In fact, our government organization is based on a republic. So you're supposed to not engage in plebiscite, which is direct vote, but rather you vote on an agent to represent you. Now the problem is those agents don't represent us. And what's worse than that is you can only have an effective democracy with two things required. One, good basic public education, and two, freedom of the press. Our public education is horrible. Our freedom of the press is non-existent. That's not here in real life. I've already been banned on YouTube and all that stuff, TikTok, what have you. So that's why I'm actually here, because we have no freedom of the press. And our current administration, Donald Trump, is an extraordinary level of criminal. And so we should not expect that we would get any more freedom of the press. Thank you.
So you are not saying that America is run by small group of families and groups of people?
It's run by the rich. I think we can simply say it's run by the rich. Like, for example, I don't believe that you're really a part of the ruling of America until you have $100 million to even start the conversation. Everyone else is pretty much a peon. We're in a country where you can be a multimillionaire and you're still a peon.
So what is your organization?
It's called the SAS, and we have sections all around the world. And we teach health, wealth, relationships. When you say health, we're talking about health, physical health, which builds into mental and otherwise. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about the way we relate as man and woman. We believe that, in the traditional natural order, a man should be the patriarch of the family. We should lead that family and teach morals. We teach wealth, which is to say capitalism. How do you earn $1? We think it's really important. We're not against capitalism. We're against cheating in the capitalist system, like Nancy Pelosi. She's cheating. Donald Trump came out with a meme coin. Why should your president be doing rug pulls? That's insane. Also, the guy in Argentina that he's supporting also did a meme coin with a rug pull. So those are the things that we teach. We have people who exist in real life all around the world. We have 3 groups in Texas. We got groups in Europe, in Africa, Asia, and we're creating a revolution on the world. First with you, though. Not doing anything crazy to the government, but getting you to exercise every single day, getting you to have self-respect and self-confidence. If you want to hear me say some more crazy things, you can find me at The Saint and the Sinner on YouTube. They banned me, but a lot of people repost stuff, so I'm sure you're going to find something.
What about
Marquett Burton. MARQUETT. How about you? Seems like you do content. She's actually prepared, so shout out to her.
Oh, can you see my mic?
Your mic, yeah, you're prepared.
Well, my booth is over there, and I sell organic juices. I advocate for health and wealth and all that stuff on a mental, spiritual, physical level. So yeah, I do like things like this. Anything that's for the people. What I rally for. Miseducation. Yeah. I'm here every weekend. I seen a group of people just like surrounding you, and I'm like, what's over there?
Well, that's one because this overweight girl tried to cuss me out, so I think that was part of it. But aside from that, we just dropping real isms. I think the problem is that we do not currently have anyone who's saying things that are true and is living it out and is organizing people to actually live in the politics.
No, I don't. So, what is the end goal?
The end goal is to bring people into listening to Boss, and to affect the change that we all want to see on the basis. Good education for the kids, proper health, not one person should be overweight, especially not children, and a basic level of being able to earn. So we teach financial literacy, we teach entrepreneurship, specifically product-based business. How do you create products so that you don't have to toil constantly to earn? And we want our men to be able to earn well enough that they can decide if their woman should have to go out in the world and earn. It should be a choice, not a force. Uh-oh. Well, you got me on Instagram, Marquett Burton, shoot me a DM.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and we also got a women's group called the Lady Saints. The Lady Saints, yeah. PG. What's going on?
So how are you doing? Are you a part of that?
Yeah.
So what is...
There are YouTube channels.
Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't troll me because I know your face. I know it's you. I think that's why I see it.
Lucky for me, I don't. Curiosity. No, I just lost my photography.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool group. Me and her are part of it. So if you have any questions, obviously just DM Marquett, or you can DM us as well. And we'll be happy to discuss and connect. And if you're willing, we can always do like an online live or some session that you can.
So, are you guys, where do you guys politically stand? Like, I don't want to start asking, are you a Democrat, are you a Republican? Like, I don't want to start asking those like questions, but I want to know like who you vote for.
Got it.
You know, like who he vote for.
So we fall under him. So whatever he decides is whatever how it goes. But we advocate for families basically building.
That's right.
But if you do have more questions, I think when he's done, we can.
Right here.
Yeah, as far as building the school children, I judge you for both of those things.
Well, you know, when the government is wicked.
How long you guys are out here?
For people can be as long as people can.
Okay.
If you're curious, but then lead with that.
But I don't have good friends for a long time. I don't want it to be a debate. You can't be a good friend. I don't want it to be a debate.
And the crackdown on freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I may not agree with how a lot of these people are expressing how they feel, but I feel like they should be allowed to express it no matter what their opinion is. Like the burning of the American flag. I'm against it personally, but just because some people aren't smart enough to express their disdain for the government.
I agree. I think he's making a lot of big mistakes, but I think in your study, like I can tell you're a smart young man, you're going to find that freedom of speech actually never exists.
Well, true freedom of speech, but limited freedom.
Yeah.
Limited free speech. But there would be an issue with true. I am a First Amendment almost purist, but I do believe like you shouldn't be allowed to yell at
Sure, yeah.
that could cause panic and could end up harming people's minds. But I do believe you should be able to say whatever you want regarding politics. I may not agree with, like Nick Fuentes, for example. I hate his views. I don't agree with many things he's doing.
Well, you better get to work. But
I do believe that he should be allowed to say what he's saying because he believes that, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think free speech is, it's an abstraction. It's not really anything that has any meaning in society, right? It's not something that we work on. But you have to think about it for people, like these humans, what do I want to do for them?
Yeah.
I think that's really the core of what a good political education is. What can I actually do so that when you walk through and people see you, like, that's the guy that my electricity got turned off. You got to turn back on.
Yeah. which is what Ted Cruz does not do. He goes on vacation.
Oh, you guys have Ted Cruz here. That's right. That guy's a psychopath.
Yeah, he's an idiot too.
Yeah.
He said, "Let's stop attacking pedophiles in the congressional vote."
Yeah. Well, when all your buddies are like that, then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it was good meeting you.
Hey, pleasure.
You have a blessed day. I'm Holden.
Hold on. Pleasure meeting you, Mark.
You have a blessed day, sir.
You too. Think we should cut it for the day? Yeah, got a good amount of work. Oh yeah, let me see if anyone sent any comments, questions. Let's move away from these guys, man. That's so awesome. Let me see if folks sent in any comments, questions. I know you guys probably love that one big girl. She was ready. She was straight ready.
Someone sent a super chat. I don't know how to check it though.
Oh, you can actually filter it. At least back in the day when they used to allow me on here, super chat, and then.
Okay, so you have Drayman at 901, sent a verse, Leviticus 18:7.
Oh, you think the Bible verse?
Yeah, you shall not uncover your father's nakedness.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that was relevant to what you were saying about, yeah.
The Bible guys, they're always the worst because they don't make sense. They don't make sense. By the way, shout out to Information. Great position. Yeah. Now that big girl was going yay though. Like obviously we know that she's not fast enough to catch me slipping early, but on those we do want to like kind of establish presence. So you know if he was the subject and the person's escalating, you know we just kind of want to come form behind, so we let them know like calm down. Yeah. Yes, sir. But you guys are great out here. And I could tell like the aesthetic of the people, like, oh yeah. Shout out to Andre. He writes, supporting the cause, peace of the saints. Shout out to Emmanuel. He writes, for the Sudan and debates. Oh, by the way, I am going to be doing more on Sudan. Shout out to Alfonso, came in a strong way as well. He writes, peace of the saints. No doubt also acknowledge Clay. Shout out to Clay. Clay just went and got dripped up earlier today. He went to SAS and Moran. I think he's in. Shout out to Mike.
No, so I made one for
Capo.
I had the Airbnb, but I
Appreciate you.
I was already so I didn't do all.
Now also acknowledge okay, we're all caught up. Fantastic. I appreciate you guys tapping in with me. Until next time, peace and sense.
So